When the chair of our Board of Trustees, Mark Levitt, called to offer me this amazing opportunity, he also told me that the organization had waited for the new director to select the winner of the Jacob's Pillow Dance Award. Can you imagine how wonderful that felt? I am delighted to tell you that the winner of the 2016 Jacob's Pillow Dance Award is Camille A.Brown. I saw Camille Brown in 2001 for the first time when she was dancing with Ronald K. Brown Evidence. Her power on stage, her explosive energy, had an urgency and an immediacy that I knew was sort of too big for that particular place. And in 2010, she founded her own company, Camille A. Brown and Dancers. And I'm very proud to say that Jacob's Pillow was one of the first people to invest in her by giving her a creative development residency and then bringing her company in 2010 as well to have their debut in the Duke Theater. She returned the next year on a shared program with Kyle Abraham, and then last year was the co-director of our social dances program at the School of Jacob's Pillow. Tonight, she will perform excerpts from a work entitled Mr. Tolerance, the same work that she presented in its very early stages on a double bill with Kyle. It premiered in 2012, it won a Bessie in 2014, and celebrates African American humor. It examines the mask of survival and what W.B. Du Bois called the double consciousness of the Black performer throughout history. It also looks into the stereotypical roles dominating popular Black culture. And I want you to note that this is a bit of a change from what was in our program. We were going to present an excerpt from Black Girl Linguistic Play, but Catherine Foster, Camille's collaborator, had a death in the family and couldn't be here tonight. So she has brought us Mr. Tolerance instead. So please welcome Camille A. Brown.
Here we go.
just beautiful. The Jacob's Pillow Dance Award was created in 2007 by an anonymous donor whose commitment to the pillow is generous and far-reaching. The award, presented each year at our gala to an artist of exceptional vision, carries a cash prize of $25,000, which the artist may use in any way they wish. The honoree also receives a custom glass sculpture by Berkshire-based artist Tom Patty, whose work is in the collections of the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Museum of Modern Art, among other prominent institutions worldwide. The remaining $25,000 of the annual gift supports the Jacob's Pillows commissions, presentations, and the creation of new work through creative development residency programs. The 2016 Jacob's Pillow Dance Award goes to Camille Brown for the breadth and depth of her work. Her ability to translate African American social dances into a dance vocabulary all her own, captivating us with dynamic intensity, joy, and abandon. She is unafraid and forthright in asking us to confront the issues of our day, mining the stories of our past for what they tell us about the complexities of the world in which we live. Camille has earned this award not only for the caliber of her invention and artistry, but also for her commitment to foster cultural and educational dialogue among audiences and local communities. In addition to receiving the award, Jacob's Pillow has offered a creative development residency in the spring of 2017 to Camille and her company for her next work, Inc. We have also asked the company to be in residence for a week next July to collaborate with our partners in Berkshire County to engage local youth, a residency that will culminate in the presentation of Black Girl Linguistic Play on stage at the Doris Duke. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner of the 2016 Jacob's Pillow Dance Award, Camille A. Brown.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much. As Pam said, my dancer, my friend, my sister, we've known each other for 20 years. Kat Foster wasn't able to be here tonight because her grandfather passed away, Benjamin F. Foster Sr., so I just wanted to take the time to honor both of them. And I just want to give a shout out to my mom, who is in the audience. The thing that I love the most about our relationship is that we're friends, and she is my best friend. So thank you, Mom, for being here. Mommy. As a choreographer, the definition of identity evolves. You morph, refine, switch gears, and discover how empowering, yet exhausting it is to tell your own stories. With all of the descriptive words I've heard about myself, the one that I would give, for me, is exhausted. It's always the time when I feel like I've reached my limit of exhaustion that the universe instructs me to keep going. I ask myself daily, what is my creative identity? I have to reinforce it constantly. And throughout the years, it's changed. 25 years ago, I was an 11-year-old girl in Catholic school with a high-pitched voice and glasses that were twice as large as my head. History and math were my strongest subjects. One of the rules in St. Pius X and most Catholic schools was a required dress code, which meant I wore a uniform every day. We did get a chance to dress down once a month, and for us it was a major event. This was our time to show our style. Though excited, I always seemed to get dress down day wrong. My clothes were either played out or not hip enough. After several attempts, I gave up and decided to fade into uniformity. Fast forward to 2010, gotta fast forward. I'm choreographing and known for theatrical and entertaining works, and it feels good. My friend and former company member, Maura Amina Parker, always reminds me of a day that year when we were walking in front of that former Barnes & Nobles on 61st when I told her I wanted to do a piece about stereotypes. One of the places we started showing ideas for the work, Mr. TOL E RAncE, was Jacob's Pillow. With a generous invitation from Ella Bath, the company prepared for a shared program with Kyle Abraham's company, Abraham in Motion. Having done a season at Jacob's Pillow the year before, I was extremely excited to return. We performed the infant stages of TOL, and after every evening's performance, I felt really bad. I knew we were doing something that people would have a very strong reaction to. The entire company admitted during the process and performances that they were scared. I was too. We would say the piece is like diving out of it and jumping out of a plane. This particular landing felt different. It most certainly wasn't negative energy, but it was a feeling that I had never felt before from an audience as a choreographer. I got the sense that people didn't like it. And as we pushed through 8 shows, it got harder and harder to perform. At the end of our season, I was still processing what I had been feeling a month later. After a lot of conversations, questions, and confusion, I realized the Jacob's Pillow audience was exactly what I needed. The performances felt dangerous and uncomfortable, and I loved it. I discovered that challenging narratives, perception, and assumptions were actually good things. I further embraced my love for history and mathematics by injecting them into the stories and rhythmic complications of my work. Dance entertains, but can also be a platform for conversations that are difficult, but necessary for our country and communities to have. To examine our history, honor heritage, and be courageous enough to unpack ourselves to each other. Feeling this sense of empowerment, I decided to liberate my style in the way I liberated my work. There was and still is a challenge. The success and visibility also evokes little Camille. The larger the platform, the more work is required of me to show up for myself. Tonight before the performance, I opened the gift from Pam and Jacob's Pillow. And it is not by chance that the title of the book enclosed is called Illuminating the Invisible. Though uncomfortable and purging, I know when I show up for myself, when I make myself visible, I am making young Black girls visible too. I sincerely thank Pam for choosing me for this award. I am fighting until it hurts, balancing a career in theater and concert dance. 2 worlds that I love. But this award is a message, both creative and personal, to keep going. Stand in my movement language, stand in my style. It challenges me to continue diving into unknown territory and tests whether I have the courage to fly boldly through space. People tell me how crazy I am. They always see me every time, I'm changing my hair, it looks different, they don't know what to expect. And I always think, wow, you don't know how long it took me to get to that place. I thank my company for helping me to tell my stories, creative staff, my mommy, and my dear friends who believe in me. But most importantly, I thank them for encouraging me to believe in myself. Thank you.